In the second example, we're going to use the second example that we used on the small sheet, and the 2 points are 1, 4 and 3, -2. Again, just for practice sake, I'm going to label them x1 and y1, x2 and y2. So we'll now plug them into our formula. M equals y2, which is -2, minus y1, which is 4, over x2, which is 3, minus x1, which is 1. And then we have -2 minus 4 is -6, over 3 minus 1 is 2, which simplifies to -3. So you'll notice that a slope can either be a whole number, or, as in the last example, it can be a fraction. It can also be a fraction that is an improper fraction. So you could have a slope that looks like -7/3. We don't ever want to change them to decimals, though, because that loses the rise over run aspect of the slope. The last thing we'll talk about is the slope of a horizontal line and the slope of a vertical line. But we'll look at the horizontal line first. So we've got a horizontal line and we have 2 points, the first one -3, 3, and the second one 4, 3. So let's use our formula. Y equals, M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I'm going to call this point 2 and this is point 1. So M equals 3 minus 3 over 4 minus -3. So M equals 0 over 7. We know from fractions that 0 over anything equals 0. So the slope of every horizontal line is 0. Now let's look at it a different way. What if I chose to do rise over run? Since I'm on this line already, I rise 0, and I have to run 3 plus 4 is 7 spaces. So I still end up with a slope of 0. So once again, the slope of every horizontal line is 0. Now let's talk about a vertical line. Let's do the rise over run part first. So I'm going to start here, and I have to rise 3 plus 2 more would be 5. So rise over run would equal 5 over, I don't run any because I'm on the same line, 0. Well, we also know that you cannot divide by 0, so this makes the slope undefined. So anytime you have a vertical line, the slope is going to be undefined. Now let's look at it with our formula just in case. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So let's plug in the numbers. M equals, this is going to be 0.2, that'll be 0.1, -3 minus 2 over 3 minus 3. So M equals -5 over 0, which we can't do because that's not possible, so the slope is undefined. Now make sure that you know the difference between undefined and 0. It is okay to have a slope as 0 and undefined, but they do not mean the same thing. As a summary, when you see a line that rises from the left to the right, it's going to have a positive slope. When you see a line that falls from left to right, it's going to have a negative slope. When you have a horizontal line, the slope is going to equal 0. And when you have a vertical line, the slope is undefined.